What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar, and we are talking about OnyxCoin today, XCN USD. It is the 28th day of October, and here we are sitting at about $0.0089, 10 hours and 38 minutes left in the day. Still moving sideways, dragging ass, just living in this area. This is our new life now. OnyxCoin has become a stable coin, and that's great because we can at least count on the yields, right? By the way, not financial advice, not a financial advisor, but if you're holding Ethereum and you're holding Onyx Coin, or you're holding Ethereum but you want to get some higher yield, just take some of that ETH, buy some Onyx Coin, get a 45.6% farming yield. It's great. You have to stake both wrapped ETH and XCN to get this yield. So it's like 50% this, 50% that to get the yield if you're not familiar with farming. But it's definitely a good way. Imagine you're holding like $10,000 or $1,000 in, or let's even make it more palpable, $100 of XCN, and then you're holding $100 of Ethereum as well. Why not just get that? I mean, 45%, guys. That's pretty high yield. That is very, very high as far as yielding goes. Anyways, $0.0089 right now, 10 hours, 37 minutes left in this day. Looking like we do. We just want to move sideways forever. If anything, I would say this does look like it wants to move lower. But I want to look at the short-term stuff and see if that agrees, because that would disagree with what my thoughts are on Bitcoin. I think Bitcoin has found its low. I think Bitcoin's ready to move higher. I'm actually curious what do the liquidation levels look like? Oh, this is on Ethereum. 16 to 12. It's like 28. We're building up. The leverage positions are definitely coming back, you guys, slowly but surely. Over the past day, shorts have it. Okay, cool. Yeah, great. We've manipulated the shorts to come back, and we're at the highs. Perfect. We're going to move higher. I have a hard time imagining that Onyx Coin moves down if Bitcoin's moving up. That's really all I'm trying to say there. So let's look at the short-term stuff, see what we're coming up with. The 1 hour and the 4 hour indicators might be deceitful just because we have been moving sideways for so long, but let's just see. Really, whenever you move sideways like this, you get tightly wound up, right? We're getting higher lows here, lower highs here. We're getting very tightly wound up. I can't draw a straight line at all. We're trying though. Something's gonna give. Something's gonna give, and I mean this apex might happen by the 1st of November. So I would assume something happens before then, probably to the upside, right? Maybe today. Maybe today's our day, you guys, and I hope that it is. I hope everybody watching. By the way, if you're watching this video and Onyx Coin is back above 1 cent, just leave a "we did it." Just leave a "we did it," because we probably are at the low point if and when we do return to prices above 1 cent again. And it really could happen. It really could happen today. If not today, then sometime soon by the end of the month, I would assume. Looking at the 1 hour MACD, that's just a weird MACD. I'm not going to do any analysis off of that. It's bearish at the moment. At the moment, you're building bullish divergence, but it is bearish at the moment. But again, the 1 hour, you're moving sideways. It's not that significant. Stochastics look bullish. The RSI actually looks bullish, believe it or not. Higher lows here. That's probably why you've got a more bullish RSI. It is neutral, largely neutral, but predominantly more bullish. I'm actually kind of curious here. Let's just see. From a low to a high, you hit your 886, and then you came up and hit your golden ratio. This is productive. This is actually productive. I like this look a lot. From a low to a high here, you also landed at that golden ratio, kind of a double golden ratio from this fib, golden ratio from this fib. Love to see it. Yeah, I think we're moving up, you guys. What I don't like to see is that we left a gap, but I guess we didn't. I guess we filled that gap, didn't we? We came back down and we filled the gap, so that's fine. Do we have any other gaps? No, no other gaps. Okay, cool. Because Onyx Coin does like to fill its 1 hour gaps on Coinbase, to which effect we might have some to the upside. We have a gap right here at about 0.0095. We also have gaps. Let's see. There is a gap. I was actually looking at this the other day. Hold on. Going way, way back in time. Let's just zoom out here. All the way up here somewhere. Where is it? Right there. Right there. There's a gap. You see it? 1 hour closed right there, and then the next hour opened down here. There's a gap right there, and we have not since filled that gap. Look, right? Nothing. This got close, but we have not filled that gap. That's all the way up at 1.6 cents. Every single gap in XCN's existence on Coinbase has been filled. Yeah, every single one. Look, we just keep going all the way over here, and it's not going to get here because all we did all this time is move down, right? So here we are, all the way down here. No gaps below. We got some gaps above, and the highest one I think is at like 1.6 cents. we're likely going to fill that, continue to move up. The 1 hour time frame looks good. Looking at the 4 hour time frame here, bouncing off the oversold area, looking good. The same thing you did last time you found support here. The RSI does look productive, right? It looks actually very productive. We were talking about this yesterday, how, is it going to be this line that you respect, or is it going to be this line that you respect? It looks like it's neither of them, but it does look as though you've got these higher lows coming into play. It might not be directly respected. It might not be the most rigid as far as respect goes, but it's somewhat of a trend still. Higher lows in this area here, finding support at the same area that you found support before, at areas that you found support before back in time. And I would think that we move higher. Overbought or oversold zone in the stochastics coming up, looking good. This does call for, by the way, this kind of look in the stochastics, if we're reading it right, if we're reading it appropriately, this does call for days of growth to come, right? Like this between here and there, if we were to move up at this pace, which that's actually a pretty fast pace, if we were to move up at this pace, whatever it might be, by the time we get in the overbought zone, that's when the magic actually starts to happen. And that could be the 30th, that could be the 2nd, whatever it is. It's the 28th now, so we've at least got a couple days, if not several days, worth of growth ahead of us. And I am expecting that in that time, we are well above 1 cent again. The MACD is doing this thing. It's doing this thing on every single, you guys, not financial advice, not a financial advisor, but we are going to use this next time that we're in a consolidation phase across the markets, because it's worked out perfectly. Every single crypto I've looked at, man, maybe there's like one or two that whenever they broke above the zero, there's a couple of them that just kept going. But the majority of them on the 4 hour time frame specifically, whenever the oscillators break above the zero, that actually enacts a consolidation, a moment of consolidation. And it's actually played out very well across various cryptos. I mean, wasn't a big drop, but that was a 4% drop. You can make trades off of that with Bitcoin, with Ethereum, with other coins. Like you could definitely make trades off of that. But every time that we cross above the zero on the 4 hour time frame, like 90% of the time, that actually enacts a moment of consolidation. And then we flip red, or we get really close to flipping red, and then boom, then we bounce. So I think, let me just see if I can find an example of this here. Hold on. Right, that's not a good example. Here you just broke out. But let's see, maybe you didn't. No, look. You broke above the zero, and look at what you did. You consolidated. And then the move that happened afterwards was voluptuous, was it not? It was voluptuous. Here, you broke above the zero, and you consolidated. It really wasn't. You continued to come down, so kind of a bearish circumstance. Not really a good example there, right? Same thing here, but we're projecting to go higher. Here we were actually kind of projecting to go a little bit lower. Right here, miniature consolidation, but not what I'm looking for. Maybe it doesn't happen for XCN as much, but I'm telling you, man, we've looked at this. Check any video that I've made out of like the 30 from the last 3 days. We've seen this happen across various cryptos where on the 4 hour time frame, you break out, you consolidate, and then the next move, which is coming right now, the next move is the big move. It's where we actually break out and erupt. So I really do think, I mean, today, it could be today that we are all the way back above 1 cent, which isn't that far away, but still, I do think that if not today, sometime tomorrow, that's coming. We're breaking out, guys. We're going to be breaking out here pretty soon. I'm very, very confident in that. Daily MACD crossing green, perfect, whatever. One has to imagine that, here we broke through, and again, the MACD breaking through the zero and consolidating, that's only true on the 4 hour from what I've seen. It's not that it can't happen on the daily or other time frames, but it predominantly happens on the 4 hour. For whatever reason, I don't make the rules, I just observe them. They've got higher lows dating back here. 2 of these attempts have brought you through the zero. The last one did not, though you gave it hell. You really tried. I'm assuming this time we will break through the zero. So sometime in November, probably early November, things are really going to get exciting for OnyxCoin, you guys. I'm really excited to see what happens here. $0.0892 right now, 10 hours and 29 minutes left in this day. It should be a good day. I really do think it's going to be a good day. We're shaping up here in the RSI, looking good. We've actually got some momentum building, and we've got momentum building in the stochastics as well, with some bullish divergence there. We zoom out and we look at the weekly time frame. Here's where things get really bullish. Okay, let's see. No, we don't need that to be automatic, actually. Let's see. We'll do that. So really bullish because on the MACD, we're actually at an area to bounce. I know the oscillators have crossed below the zero, but you can cross below the zero on the weekly like this, and it's fine. This is actually an area to bounce from. Okay, we also have bullish divergence with higher lows in the histogram and lower lows in the price. That bullish divergence dating back to prices that are at about 1.1 cents. So we likely do move up past that. The stochastics also have bullish divergence from that same area, and you're oversold to the same degree that you were back here when you found your lows, right? When you were finding your lows right down here. Whenever you were at the same level in the RSI that you are now, that was also at your low point. Now, we moved sideways for months. This is on the weekly time frame. We moved sideways from basically from August until October, and then we moved up. I don't forecast that happening now. I think, and especially because, if we look at this from a high to a point that we started to grow from, that took 34 weeks. From the high here to the point that we're at now, we're at 40 weeks. I think that we're very mature in this consolidation phase, and I really do expect that we're going to break out here pretty soon. And the move that we're going to have, if it's not this, it's going to be this, or it's going to be something in between. Let's just for fun see what this kind of move would bring us, right? From the current price. If we were to make a move like this, that would then imply that we're at we're basically at 3 cents by the first week of December, which is fine. It's kind of minimalistic in my opinion, but again, not financial advice, not a financial advisor, just so we're all on the same page here. OnyxCoin really could be only as high as 3 cents by December. It could be by the end of November, by the very beginning of December, guys, we might only have just gotten above this high. That's true. It could happen. But then the rest of December is going to be spectacular, right? Imagine December, all coins are popping off, Santa Claus rally, all that stuff. OnyxCoin's broken out. It's got a new high. Everybody gave up on it, but now there's actually, hey, wait, it's doing something. The perspective's going to shift. That's whenever things can really take off. I mean, we could literally see a move like this where we move up slowly and then fast afterwards. I really wouldn't be surprised if this move topped off in December, but it's also possible, and this is something that I've gotten more familiar with, and I'm trying to be more candid about saying it. It is also possible that we top off sometime in January instead, or I shouldn't say top off, but the next stopping point is in January instead, because a lot of people, I think, assume that this next phase of the market has to stop by the end of the year because it just makes sense from a time perspective. But forget that typically in crypto's history, whenever we do pump going into December, we typically actually do top off in January. Actually, it's not uncommon to do that at all. There's been plenty of times where that's happened actually, where we've continued to push into January, and January rallies. We have a topping point in January, and then we come down and we consolidate. And whenever I say top off, I don't mean the end of the cycle. I just mean a momentary, like we topped off here, that's not the end of the cycle. We topped off here, that's not the end of the cycle. It's just before the next major consolidation phase. However, what I will say is that I think, we're going to top off here either by the end of the year or by the end of January. Okay, that's what I'm expecting. If not by the end of November. I mean, hell, man, it could. Again, we're well overdue for a nice rip. I do expect us to have one more consolidation phase before we move up higher and top off to end this cycle. Okay, I just don't think this consolidation phase will last long, and I think a lot of people, not financial advice, not a financial advisor, they're going to be thrown off because every single time throughout this bull market for Bitcoin and for the rest of crypto, really like crypto as a whole, we've seen every single time that we move up, we've seen multi-month, like half a year, 3 month to 7 month consolidation phases. Right, we're in the process of one right now. So it's going to throw a lot of people off. What I'm thinking is going to happen is that this next move is going to be great. A lot of people are already looking for the cycle high to be in, so people even more so will be calling for the cycle highs to be in when Bitcoin and crypto makes their next move. And then the people who are saying that it's not the cycle high, that we're going to go higher, they're probably going to expect the consolidation phases to be longer. I'm theorizing that what we have in Bitcoin and in crypto is a move up with a smaller consolidation phase and then continuation afterwards. I think it's just going to be different. It's going to be different than what we've seen this whole cycle, but it will be very similar to every single blow off top that we've had. It's going to be spectacular. And the hardest thing to do is to not sell too early, okay? Because it's really easy to sell early because you're going to be making money, you're going to be having gains, having profits. And the only thing I'll say, not financial advice, not a financial advisor, but to the people who do sell early, and based on my own experience doing this is my third bull market. I would say, let's imagine OnyxCoin goes all the way up to $2.60. That's the top area. That's the highest price that I give it, that I accept as a possibility. Let's say it goes all the way up to $2.60, and you sell at $1.03. But you could have doubled it. You could have more than doubled it. My thoughts are, and if this was me, let's not say you, let's say it was me. If I sold here, I jumped the gun, I sold early, and I see it up at 260. You know what I'm not going to do? I'm not going to buy. If it keeps going, you know what I'm not going to do? I'm not going to buy. If I sell, if I'm selling to take profits and that's the goal, the intent in my head, I am not going to buy back in with that money, no matter how high the markets go. I'm going to wait for the bear market. I don't care if the markets go up so high that when the bear market comes, I'm buying at higher prices than where I sold. I'm still going to buy at the lows. I'm going to wait for that to come. That's and not financial advice, not a financial advisor. I think that's what other people should do too, but that's not what I'm telling you to do. That's just what I'm saying I will be doing. Anyways, again, selling early is a problem, but it's not as big of a problem as selling early and buying back late, right? Don't do that. Just sell early. It's like buying the high sucks, right? Buying the high sucks. It's never fun. But if you don't sell the low, you get to reap the rewards, right? You get to reap the rewards. Let's not do the reverse of that and sell a relative high and then buy back at the actual high. Don't sell early and buy high, right? Just like we don't want to buy high and sell low. It's okay to buy high, but it's not okay to buy high and sell low because you'll miss the pump. It's okay to sell low and not sell high as long as you just wait. The dump will bring it back. Anyways, I think I've hit that over the head plenty. We look extremely bullish. We look like we're going to go to the freaking moon. I'm ready, man. I'm ready. I'm absolutely ready because there's a bunch of talentless, no-brained hacks out there. I don't normally talk like that. I don't care to talk like that, but that are just they're really besmirching my name, man. They think that XCN's a scam, and they think that I'm scamming all of you guys. And I just, I can't wait. I can't wait till me and you and anybody who's holding XCN just gets to reap the rewards of that. And we never have to think about these guys again, man. They could think about us all the time. They'll think about, man, the months that this guy that they hated for whatever reason was telling them to buy this coin. They thought it was a scam because they didn't do their research. They weren't aware that these guys were building a very awesome product over the past like year, that it's only more bullish now than it ever has been, and it still saw this pump without any of the things that we have now, without even a quarter of the things that we have now. Literally probably even less than like a fifth of what we have now. And people are calling it a scam and calling it bearish. And I think there's been more development going on with OnyxCoin than any other project that I'm paying attention to. People wonder why it's my biggest bag. Do your own research. It'll become your biggest bag, right? That's at least that's my theory. Anyways, excited to see what happens here. Excited to celebrate. I have a special bottle of champagne ready to crack whenever we do get above these highs. It was going to be for 32 to 26 cents, but I think we're just going to crack it once we get above these highs because that's validating enough in my opinion. But we are probably going to 26 to 32 cents by the end of the month, or wouldn't that be nice? By the end of the year, and then onwards and upwards from there going into the end of the cycle. I've got nothing else for you guys. Hit the like button. Have patience. And again, if the price is higher by now, just leave a comment saying, we did it. We did it. Woo, we did it. All right, bye-bye. Take